The average Colombian worker clocks 2,297 hours a year. That's the longest working year anywhere in the OECD, the club of the world's big economies. So, which country works the hardest? By the rich world's own stopwatch, the answer is Colombia. And the full story is stranger than the number. First, the ruler. Across the OECD, the average worker puts in 1,736 hours a year, call it 33 hours a week, every week, with no summer off. Everything on this map is measured the same way. Total hours actually worked, divided across every worker, part-timers included. That last clause matters. It quietly decides the whole ranking. We start at the bottom, because the bottom is the shock. Germany, 1,331 hours, the fewest of any OECD nation. That's under 26 hours a week, averaged across the year. Europe's largest economy spends the least time at its desk, and neighboring Denmark idles close behind. Efficiency, it seems, clocks off early. The Netherlands explains the trick. Dutch workers average 1,445 hours, yet Dutch output per person embarrasses nearly everyone. The secret is part-time work, chosen deliberately. No rich country has a bigger share of part-timers. 4-day weeks built a nation of unhurried cyclists. In Amsterdam, the cafe terrace is a productivity strategy. Here's a flip nobody saw coming. Japan, the country whose language coined Karoshi, death from overwork, now averages 1,617 hours. That's about 180 hours less than the United States. Decades of reform, recession, and retirement did what exhaustion couldn't. The nation that invented the salaryman now leaves the office before America does. So, America. The average US worker logs 1,796 hours, above the rich world's average, below every workaholic stereotype. But here's the catch. The United States is the only wealthy nation that guarantees 0 paid vacation days by law. American hours aren't the longest, they're just the hardest to put down. Now we climb toward the top. South Korea, 1,865 hours. As recently as 2010, that number was 2,163. Then, in 2018, Korea capped the legal week at 52 hours. 300 hours have melted away since. Nearly 2 months of full-time work returned to every worker. An entire generation got its Saturdays back. Meanwhile, Greece would like a word. Greek workers average 1,898 hours, the longest in the European Union. That's nearly 600 hours a year more than Germany, the country that once lectured Greece about laziness. 600 hours is 14 extra weeks of full-time work. The austerity-era insult has aged very badly. Fourth from the top is Chile, at 1,919 hours. From the copper mines of the Atacama to the offices of Santiago, the Chilean year runs long, but it's shrinking by law. In 2023, Chile voted to cut its legal week from 45 hours to 40. The grind is being legislated away, 1 hour at a time. Number 3 is the one that stings. Costa Rica, the global poster child of pura vida, the relaxed life, logs 2,149 hours. The country that sells the world serenity works 6-day weeks to provide it. Happiness surveys adore Costa Rica. Its timesheets are rather less romantic. Number 2. Mexico, 2,193 hours a year. The law still allows a 48-hour, 6-day week, and millions of Mexicans work exactly that. For years, Mexico topped this entire table. Then Colombia joined the OECD in 2020 and took the one title nobody campaigns for. Mexico's reward for second place is a working year Germany wouldn't recognize, which brings us back to number 1. Colombia, 2,297 hours, the longest working year in the rich world's club. That's nearly 1,000 hours more than Germany, which means almost 6 extra months of 40-hour weeks every single year. Same century, same club, wildly different clocks. That's the gap. Now, the twist. Colombia is cutting the week by law. Since 2023, the legal maximum has stepped down every July, and this very month, July 2026, it lands at 42 hours. Same pay, fewer hours by statute. The hardest working country in the club just voted to work less. Watch this map. But the OECD only counts its own members. Measured worldwide by the ILO, the crown moves to the Himalayas. In Bhutan, The average employed person works 54.4 hours every week, the longest measured anywhere. That's over 2,800 hours a year. The kingdom that invented gross national happiness tops the planet for time on the job. From a distance, the pattern is almost embarrassing. Across this map, the richer the country, the shorter its working year, almost without exception. Long hours come before the machines, the capital and the training arrive, never after. Time is what an economy spends when it has nothing else to spend. So, which country works the hardest? By the stopwatch, Colombia, for one more year. The better question is, who gets to stop? Germany bought its short weeks with 2 centuries of machines. Colombia is buying them now, 1 July at a time. Somewhere on this map, it's always 5 o'clock. The question is, who gets to go home? Next time, the beer capital of the world.